next semifinal, Yana Gadelha, still undefeated, making her 155-pound debut versus Bianca Daimoni out of Imituba, Brazil. There's Yana Gadelha, Randy, 4-0 in her young mixed martial arts career. 3 of those wins have come by submission. Obviously a jiu-jitsu specialist.
Yeah, so let's see if she can close the distance, make good transitions, and get this fight on the ground and end it.
You see the lineage she comes from there. Jose Aldo, a familiar name to all mixed martial arts fans. Her coach is the one who brought Yana Gadelha here. There is her opponent, Bianca Daimoni, and we talked about the submission skills of Gadelha. Well, Bianca Daimoni, she's a knockout artist. 5 of her 7 victories have come via knockout. Striker versus grappler in our second semifinal bout. Yana Gadelha, young, 23 years of age, just getting started in her mixed martial arts career, but feels like she is the person who can come to the United States and beat Kayla Harrison or anybody in front of her for a 155-pound championship. Bianca Daimoni, a more experienced fighter, obviously. She's been around a little bit more. She's fought in jungle fights. She's fought in Invicta before. She wants another shot at a big win on American soil. Sean O'Connell and Randy Couture here, International Qualifier Series action presented by the Professional Fighters League. The tail of the tape, 10 years older is Bianca Daimoni. Randy will tell you that that doesn't matter. Everything else for these women is identical. Three-minute rounds in semifinal action, and Daimoni opens it up with a body kick and a clinch.
Comes right out swinging. Gadelha getting right in on that high single, trying to pick it up and put her on the ground. Daimoni doing a nice job with that overhook, trying to pull Gadelha back up chest to chest and keep her off of those legs. The classic matchup, the striker trying to keep this fight standing, the grappler trying to find a way to get this fight to the ground.
Gadelha continues to work for that takedown. Nice work by Daimoni to shrug her up to a more upright position, and now she's got double underhooks, scores a knee to the body.
Gadelha trying to set up that inside trip and a little sweep there, using that overhook. Daimoni doing a nice job of countering, keeping that double underhook, and keeping Gadelha's hips at bay.
Switching positions here against the cage. Bianca Daimoni is actually able to initiate a sequence here. Scramble on the ground. Gadelha looking to secure a knee bar. That's tight, Randy.
Oh, that looks like that's going to hurt.
The right leg of Bianca Daimoni extended. Does Gadelha have the time? Yes, she does, with 1 minute and 40 seconds left. We talked about this, 3-minute rounds. It's hard to set things like this up. She scrambled right into it.
She did. She scrambled right into it. Daimoni kind of put herself in that position by taking her down and getting to the top position. Gadelha is sharp enough to turn and get to that knee bar position.
Nice defense here by Bianca Daimoni. Now a little toe fold here attempted by Yana Gadelha. She's abandoned the knee bar. She'll push the leg across and perhaps attempt a heel hook. Nice work by both women here. An attacking, grappling exchange defended well by Bianca Daimoni, who stands back up and has once again underhooks against the cage.
Another headlock attempt by Gadelha. This time she slips off. Daimoni has her back, controlling her in the clinch. Gadelha trying to reach over, arm over, and try to find a way to face her opponent, Daimoni.
40 seconds remain in the first of 3 rounds. 3 minutes in each of these rounds. And Yana Gadelha almost proving us wrong that grapplers need a little bit more time to set those things up. One thing to consider here, Randy, we don't talk about endurance or cardio as much in 3-minute fights, I should say. But when you're going for an exchange like that and it's frantic attack versus frantic defense, that can take a lot out of fighters.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Leg kick just misses there for Daimoni.
Ooh,
she goes for the
kick.
head kick.
Taking it upstairs is Daimoni.
Another inside leg kick. Round one gone.
Here's a nice body kick by Daimoni. Swing and a miss by Daimoni. Firing back is Gadelha. Daimoni again on the offense, wading into that range of exchanges. Headlock attempt here by Gadelha. Brings her down, creates a scramble on the ground, but ultimately winds up in the knee bar position. And she was fortunate to get out of this because this looked like it was on pretty tight.
Right there, Yana Gadelha's hips just a little too high on the knee of Bianca Daimoni, and she was able to wiggle her way to freedom eventually. Another tough first round to score because of that nice attack in the knee bar attempt, but the striking exchange is probably in the favor of Bianca Daimoni, which should not be any surprise.
And you wonder how judges in Brazil are going to weigh that. Are they going to weigh the striking more, or are they going to weigh that submission attempt?
No touch of the gloves to start round number 2 in this semifinal bout. Bianca Daimoni in the white, black, and green trunks. Yana Gadelha in the black and blue. Gadelha is 4-0 as she receives a leg kick. A little buckle of the front leg there, Randy.
Gadelha's going to be more than black and blue in her shorts if she takes many more kicks like that.
Nice right hand for Bianca Daimoni, ramping things up here from the seasoned striker.
Daimoni's a very adept striker. Look how she changes angles, switches leads, moves from one side to the other, moves her head, uses her range well. She does a lot of good things in the striking and poses some very interesting problems. Nice job by Gadelha to get to the clinch, double underhooks, and see if the grappler can find a way to get this fight to the ground.
Saw her land a nice right hand on her way in there. Sometimes you've got to do that in order to penetrate the defense of someone who's got as much striking cred as Bianca Daimoni.
Framing out now is Daimoni and creating some space. Gadelha right in there. Nice exchange.
A grappling specialist, but a willing striker here from Gadelha. 4-0 in her young mixed martial arts career.
Gadelha just shot to the body and then right back to that underhook. Again, trying to control where this fight happens and cram her opponent into the fence.
Round 2 halfway gone. 3 3-minute rounds in this semifinal. The winner moves on to fight Mariana Moraes for a spot on the PFL Season 3 roster. Nice work there, getting the hand under the chin for Bianca Daimoni. Stands Yana Gadelha back up. Now she'll try and work her head out and get behind the grappling specialist. And she does. Nice work there from Bianca Daimoni.
That's the problem with that headlock technique. If someone slips their head out, you end up with somebody on your back. And especially if you try to throw them to the ground with that technique.
Yana Gadelha finds Bianca Daimoni with the 2 arms wrapped around her waist, a couple of knees to the hindquarters. Be interesting to see if Bianca actually wants to get Yana Gadelha down to the ground because of that near knee bar in the first round.
Yeah, she got her into a scramble, knocked her down, and ended up in a bad position. And there, Gadelha scrambling again, trying to roll to the legs, and again trying to get Daimoni out of position. Full mount attempt here by Gadelha.
Nice sweep there from the bottom position, right to full mount. Not a lot of time left to work. Yana Gadelha trying to isolate the arm. Round 2 finished, and that's where that 3-minute round is sometimes too short for a grappler.
There's a nice right hand by Daimoni. Here, right in the pocket, Gadelha trying to run her down. Nice right hand, right on the button, right in the pocket again, exchanging. Nice exchange by both gals. Here's the full mount, and you can see her right away going to work, trying to isolate an arm and find a submission as the round ends.
We saw it in our first semifinal. We're seeing it here in the second semifinal. In Rio de Janeiro, these women's lightweights are willing to stand and trade.
Absolutely, no question there.
And you can see why Yana Gadelha in 4 career bouts has 3 submissions. She gets right to work when she does get an opponent to the ground. Start of round number 3 here. How are you judging this fight right now after 2 rounds, Randy?
I tell you what, both have done. I mean, the effective striking has been coming from Bianca Daimoni. and the 2 submission attempts in the mount came from Gadelha. It's going to be tough to score. How are these judges going to see that? Who do they think is really imposing their will?
And now Gadelha charging forward, trying to close the distance. Coming behind strikes, though. She's able to once again push Bianca Daimoni up against the cage, avoid that clinch.
There's a high single attempt by Gadelha. Trying to pick those hips up of Daimoni and dump her on the mat. Daimoni doing a nice job of getting that underhook and pulling her opponent back up chest to chest and keeping her off of that center of gravity, off of those hips.
Now double underhooks for Bianca Daimoni with her back against the cage, trying to work her way off of it. Well, we're seeing a grappling specialist in Gadelha with some striking acumen and a striking specialist with some grappling acumen, Randy. Well-rounded fighters here.
Absolutely.
Bianca
Daimoni looks a little fatigued. She had the little wobble going there.
Body kick and then a high kick attempt there, just blocked by Yana Gadelha. Nice right hand there from Bianca Daimoni, even as she fades out from in that engaging position.
Gadelha just wading through, trying to get right in that range. And every time she gets in there, she gets caught with something. Here she is on that high single again. Front headlock attempt by Daimoni to keep her off those legs and keep this fight standing.
60 seconds remain here in this semifinal bout. 1 minute to secure an opportunity to match up with Mariana Moraes in the final and earn a spot on the PFL roster for season 3. Gadelha doggedly searching for that takedown on the single leg. And Randy, I wish my Portuguese was better. I'd really love to know what Gadelha's corner is trying to tell her right now, because we don't know how this fight is being judged.
That's the truth, and Gadelha has actually let go of the leg and is trying to protect her neck right now. Daimoni has got that front headlock on nice and tight. Obviously concerning Gadelha. She has to start fighting hands, let go of the leg, and concede the takedown.
Excellent work there for Daimoni by creating her own offense so that Yana Gadelha gets put on the defensive. Approaching the end of this semifinal bout, Bianca Daimoni hanging heavy on the head. That'll do it for our second semifinal of the night. How do the judges see this one? Both semifinals go the distance.
Here's the flop to the back to try and pull Daimoni down to the guard by Gadelha. Nice kick to the head upstairs by Daimoni. Little left hook. Gadelha willing to wade right in there into trouble and try and find a way to get her hands on her opponent. Some great exchanges by both of these fighters in a standing position.
To the judges' scorecards we go for our second semifinal. Split decision victory for Bianca Daimoni, advancing to face Mariana Moraes for a spot on the PFL roster, Randy. Very excited, obviously.
Yeah, both these gals very excited, and it's an interesting matchup to see how it's going to be a slugfest. Both gals like to go toe-to-toe and throw leather, so it's going to be very interesting.
So one fight down, one to go, and that will be who Bianca Daimoni faces. Mariana Moraes, victorious earlier tonight. And as Randy mentioned, I don't think we're going to see a lot of grappling exchanges in the final. Both of these women willing to trade leather. Muay Thai specialists on both sides of the bracket.